Hey everybody, Keith Tankers here. There has been another update to Reign of Guilds. This one is patch 0.94.799 that was released on May 7th. As always, we're going to go through all the patch notes and break them down, but first I want to let you know that I am giving away a copy of Reign of Guilds on Steam. So if you're interested, look for the link both in the description and in the top comment of this video. You can enter the contest just by visiting this channel, or you can get additional entries by following me or subscribing to me on Twitch. Lately, I've been playing Reign of Guilds and other games on Twitch, so I hope to see you over there. Okay, let's get right into the patch notes. Starting with what the developers are calling out-game news, in other words, news to do with outside of the game, more to do with the business. They've changed to more efficient physical servers for the EU region. Now, I play on the NA servers, and I've noticed that things have been fine, but you can tell me if you are an EU player if there's been problems, and hopefully those are fixed now for you. They've also hired 2 new team members, a community manager and a game master. I'm guessing what that is, that GM, so hopefully that's someone that's going to be in-game helping people with problems. That would be really, really great. And lastly, for better or worse, they are no longer going to be announcing people who are banned or muted right in the patch notes, and there are dedicated Discord channels for that. So if you want to be up to date with the people who are being naughty, you can check that out. And if you don't like to see that sort of thing, you can ignore it. So this is probably a good change. Next up, Dupes. They have fixed 3 dupe methods, and I'm glad they're looking into this. I know a lot of people are like, oh, there's duplications in the game. We should have a complete group wipe. And those are usually people who have not put a lot of time into the game like me, so I don't love the idea of doing a wipe. That being said, I am excited to see these dupe methods get removed, and hopefully the economy will sort of level out over time. We shall see. Next up, they've added an in-game knowledge base, which is really nice. A lot of information about the game will be accessed right from within the game, so you don't need to have a browser open on a second monitor just to play Reign of Guilds, which is great. And soon, it sounds like they're going to be adding events for automatically opening the knowledge base the first time that you do something new. So really good way to introduce new players to the game. So next time you log in, you might notice your character is a little healthier, a little hardier, a little more intelligent, maybe even better looking, because they've increased both the amount of health and money you get every single time you level up from 50 to 100. While they don't get into specifics, they do say the approach to additional damage is changed, and the idea here is between the health and the approach to damage being different, they want to decrease the amount of one-shot situations that you experience in PvP. I think this is a great change. I know a lot of people have been annoyed that mages or hunters can essentially one-shot or two-shot people, so hopefully that makes fights last a tiny bit longer. That would be very nice. Also, due to this, they have actually increased the amount of experience you get up 20%. So I think that if you're someone that is not playing in these sort of situations, this is just going to mean a flat experience gain increase for you. So I'm really looking forward to that and leveling up a little faster. Okay, and next up is some love for our melee friends. Now, if you're looking at this on the screen, a lot of this might not make sense, so I just flatly asked the developers what the hell this meant. And long story short, if you are someone who has noticed when you're swinging a sword or a weapon, sometimes you don't make contact, but you think you should have, all this is going to fix that. Essentially, this is going to make melee combat feel a lot better. I know for me that now that I have gotten more into two-hand combat, I have absolutely noticed that I have swung at a wolf, at a bear, at a whatever, and I am sure I made contact, but sure enough, I missed. And I think this is going to help that a lot. All right, so if that last patch note was for my weaponsmith character, the one that's coming up is for my druid. First off, they have increased the amount of powders you get by brewing them in a personal cauldron. As someone that plays a druid, and that has a penalty to magical attacks, so you're casting more spells to kill something, this is absolutely fantastic. Previously, I got to a point where I just had to cast so many spells that gaining money was incredibly hard, so I'm hoping this actually helps a lot. I'm very, very excited about this change. On top of that, while we're talking about love for us druids that love to buff their friends, they have increased the buff longevity all the way to 30 minutes for long buffs and 15 minutes for short buffs. Now this is going to help everybody, but especially people like myself that roll with a party and I am in charge of buffing everyone to high hell. I love this change. Very, very good. Makes the game a lot more fun and a lot less tedious. The patch notes also mention powder boiling, but it does not say what that means. So I asked a developer to explain it to me. It looks like powder boiling means they will essentially allow you to create 100 powders or 100 spells per usual, but then you can take an additional step to turn that 100 into 70 more powerful spells. And that's probably going to take both the 100 that you originally created as well as additional components. But a really interesting way to really make perhaps more powerful attacks or powerful buffs. We'll have to find out more once it's finally released, but it sounds like a really cool system. They've also changed how dispels and cleanses worked. Looking at the patch notes, it looks like they have now changed this to a projectile, and the range, the speed, and the amount of buffs dispelled all depends on the level of the powder that you used. It says right here in the patch notes that the aim here is to make dispelling an alternative tactic for some builds, so I'm assuming if you are an Inquisitor, this is something that interests you a lot, so hopefully that's fun and effective. Now, I currently have over 200 hours in Reign of Guilds, and there's two things that I hear in global chat more than anything else. One, people hating on mana, even though we pay our taxes, we volunteer in homeless shelters, and we generally are unbelievably nice people. Besides that, though, the other thing I hear is, who is this guy named King, and why is he one-shotting me on the tutorial island? So, that second one they've addressed. They have not banned mana yet. We are still a guild in this game. But the second one has been addressed, and now you can only get up to level 16 on the tutorial island. And I think many people are going to absolutely love this change. The next bit has to do with mobs. This is a whole AI business, and I'm curious to see how this kind of pans out because it looks to me like there's going to be even more enemies on the map. But there's definitely times that I have played and I've gotten attacked by 2 wolves and 3 bears and a manada before. So I'm hoping that that is not going to happen, but we will see. If you're a new player, you probably aren't interacting with castles too much yet, but for those of us that have many hours in, they have made some nice changes, like changes to taxation zones. They have changed, or should I say fixed, the way high-level elixirs are working with castles to protect them. And they've also changed the level of castle guards, which I have noticed that being a problem in the game. So nice to see those things get fixed. Something also has been added for logging, and they said they're going to address that in another patch, so we won't worry about that. They've added more portals, which is great. They've added more quests for experience, which I am really excited to take a look at. And they've added some Steam achievements, so get that clout. The next bit is just a whole bunch of bug fixes, and a lot of these I haven't encountered personally, but I'm hoping when they say initialization of containers and they're saving to DB, that's referring to the fact that every time I open up a box or a chest, everything inside of it is resorted, and that's super annoying, so hopefully that's no longer the case. Last but not least, this just small handful of changes, and again, a lot of these I haven't run into. I did notice that it said that the take all button was removed, and initially I was mad, but I'm assuming that is temporary because they're fixing it. I don't know if you've run into this where you've killed a boar or a wolf or whatever, and you hit take all, and it doesn't take anything, it just kind of freezes, and you have to manually select everything inside the bag. So that might be why they have removed it, to fix it, and hopefully that's all that is, and hopefully we'll see it again really soon. So that's it for the May 7th patch notes for Reign of Guilds. What did you think about what was added or fixed or changed with this patch? Anything that makes you upset or happy? What do you think about powder boiling? You have any ideas of what you think the powder boiling mechanic should have? Throw them in the comments. Any good ideas, or really any ideas at all, I'll share them with the developers. Maybe we'll see your changes in game. Also, are you someone that's following this game but hasn't bought it yet? Or do you have a wife, husband, brother, sister, son, daughter, father, mother, guy on the street that you just met that you want to play Reign of Guilds with? Enter the giveaway. Find the link in the description or the top comment of this video. Click on it. You get a free entry just by watching videos on this channel. You also get another entry by either following me or subscribing to me on Twitch. If you're the kind of guy or gal that likes watching goofy, angry people play games poorly, that have a voice that sounds oddly like mine, I do stream around 10 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time, and that link will be in the description as well, so I hope to see you over there. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun in Reign of Guilds, everybody.